Ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania Night 2 ends with Drew McIntyre completing his destiny and finally completing his prophecy, his destiny, his legacy of being the chosen one as he stands tall as your new WWE champion at WrestleMania. As this is how WrestleMania Night 2 goes off the air here. So, heck of a second night for WWE WrestleMania. This two-night format, I don't know if it's going to be permanent. I doubt it. I think it should. And it sounds like that's really probably too hard. I mean, Wrestle Kingdom did it for Wrestle Kingdom did. New Japan did it for Wrestle Kingdom earlier this year. So they were able to make it work over the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo. They can. The following takes place between 2017 and 2020. They're showing the Undertaker last ride, the first look. In 2017, 3 days before WrestleMania, gets to make contact. Oh, all right. So, in Orlando. Oh, that's when he was facing Roman Reigns. So, WrestleMania, the pre-show, Liv Morgan faced Natalya. I watched that match. It was a cool little match. Congrats to Liv Morgan on the win. I was expecting Natalya to win, but Liv Morgan is cool. Hopefully this means they have something good and big planned for her coming up, maybe when they come back from everything. Following that up, we kicked off with Rhea Ripley against Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair defeats Rhea Ripley to become the new NXT Women's Champion. Now I know this upset a lot of people because a lot of people didn't want Charlotte to win. A lot of people didn't want Rhea to lose. Rhea, could have used the win to become even bigger star than what she was before. And instead it was just Roman and Taker seeing each other before their match at Mania 33. This is cool. Roman was like, whoa, shit. And Rhea, at least, they had her have a good match, a good fight. She fought and she fought and she fought. She tried her best and she did everything she could. But in the end, Charlotte had already gone after her legs and it ended up being what put her down. So, congratulations, Charlotte Flair. Definitely makes the ladder match this Wednesday a lot more interesting, especially based off the fact that originally, if Rhea retained, I expect like Io, maybe Dakota to win. But now Charlotte won, so this opens it up to one of the baby faces to win, the Tegan, the Mia, or a Candice LeRae. So I think to me definitely makes it a lot more interesting. So congratulations, Charlotte Flair, second ever two-time NXT Women's Champion after Shayna Baszler. Alright, then we followed that up with, alright, now I'm just on cruise control, but I'm trying to remember the matches by heart. This was back earlier in the night. I believe they followed that up by Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. I could be wrong, but Black versus Lashley was a good little quick match. It wasn't anything special, but it was what it needed to be. And interestingly, Lana cost Lashley the match, so it'll be probably to them bringing up Whippy fucking do. We then followed that up with, I then believe was Edge versus Warren, the last man standing match. When it comes to a wrestling match, the match of the weekend, because the Firefly Funhouse and the Boneyard match, they weren't really matches that they were like more like cinematic experiences, kind of like movies or TV shows or whatever. So I don't mean to sound like this is me saying like they weren't good. This is me saying how they were good for what they were, but when it comes to a match, it was definitely Edge versus Warren. That match was awesome, and Edge was great. They showed great emotion, and Warren again proves the point that people say again and again and again and again about him. If Orton cares, he'll pour his heart out into the match. He'll make the match excellent. If Orton doesn't care, he'll get substandard matches like his matches against Jinder Mahal. So, amazing match. Best match of the weekend in my opinion. Of course, this is excluding the Boneyard and the Firefly Funhouse match. Up next, we had the Street Profits facing Angel Garza and Austin Theory. I mean, the end, it was a short match. The ending was sort of weird, but then the beatdown, I guess, was to put them back over. But then Bianca Belair debuts on the main roster, if you want to call it that, and has her WrestleMania moment, saving her husband Montez Ford. I have a feeling this is a call-up for her, especially considering the fact that she's married to Montez Ford, and you know, at some point they were gonna end up having them be together, so it's not a bad thing. So, congratulations, Bianca Belair, on your WrestleMania debut. Whew, all right, now this thing with of course Shawn Michaels running an Undisputed Era. Wait to not show your bias to NXT. Then this was all followed by the Women's Fatal 5-Way. Bayley retains. I mean, it was what I expected it to be. Tamina debuts for a long. Tamina dominates for a long time and just kicks ass, and then it takes all 4 women to pin her and get rid of her. Reminds me of what they did with Nia in this match. That point where they had Bayley, Sasha, and Charlotte do the triple powerbomb to Nia, and all the 3 pinned her. Remind me a little bit of that. Naomi was gone thanks to Bayley and Sasha. Then Sasha was gone thanks to Bayley reversing the women's rights into Sasha. And then, of course, and they also had miscommunication between Sasha and Bayley, where it felt like they were getting along or anything. And in the end, Sasha still helped Bayley retain. Bayley is still your women's champion, and Sasha looks on with a smile. We don't know if it's because she's smiling for her friend, or she's smiling because she's coming for that bitch. Anyways, following this up, we then had the Firefly Funhouse match between Jay Wyatt and John Cena. That that was an experience. That was interesting to say the very least. Cena, basically pretending like everything is normal. Brady cuts his promo inside the Funhouse. And then they start. Cena gets teleported into the Funhouse, goes through the door. See the Vince McMahon puppet with the ruthless aggression. And then you then see Cena. You then see Bray and Cena recreate the Cena's debut angle. They put the fist up. Cena's out in his old gear, whatever he might have had left of his old gear style, and they recreate it, and then I believe then they do like a throwback to the old school WWE with Saturday Night's Main Event, and Cena pumps so much his arms lose all feeling, and then they did a throwback to the rap to Ward Life, and Cena with the Ward Life, and He cut a really good rap on Bray Wyatt, and of course mentioned the whole Husky Harris thing. Then of course Bray belittled Cena. Then that I believe transformed into, well, then they tried to get physical, but again Bray just disappears, and that then really don't even show Taker pinning Punk. Come on, guys. And then that then transferred into like a WCW NWO segment where Cena pretends to be Hogan and Bray's Bischoff. That was hilarious. And then that then concluded with Cena trying to beat up Bray, but then the Fiend appears and the Fiend pins Cena with the mandible claw. I have a feeling this was sort of a recap sort of way for Cena. Like this was a sort of way for Cena to recap his career, maybe say one final goodbye. I could be wrong. I really hope not, because I hope Cena maybe has something left in him, a little bit something, but I don't know, man. I the way this was done, I have a feeling it's sort of Cena's way to recap his career and to end it, to put the final nail in the coffin. They also threw back to WrestleMania 30. Cena even had the original shirt, which I don't think I have. Do I have any wrestling shirts here? It was meant to be styled like this. Because I have this one, and I have it in green too, I think. If I didn't get rid of it. So it was a really cool moment there. And a really cool match, and a really, really great match. And then the main event, Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. It was short, and it was what I expected. You know, Drew hits a Claymore, Brock kicks out, Brock kicks Drew's ass, Drew doesn't stay down. Drew then hits a couple Claymores and wins, and Drew McIntyre finally fulfills his prophecy, his destiny of being the champion. Just gonna try to recap real quick if I missed anything. If I did, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think. So, the NXT Women's match started us off when we had Black versus Lashley. I'm trying to remember. As I know the second match was a match I thought wasn't too bad, but I don't remember it by heart. If I forgot it, I'm sorry, but that was my thoughts for Night 2 of WrestleMania. As WrestleMania weekend technically has come to an end. There is Raw tomorrow night, which I'll definitely be watching, but WWE and WrestleMania. All I can say is, first, thank you to the superstars who risked their health and their well-being for these nights, for this taping, to give us something during this time of uncertainty. Thank you for WWE for going through with it. They were trying to adapt, trying to make the best out of the situation, looking at what was presented to them and being able to adapt and being able to thrive and be able to give us something for. And I know, and I'll agree, this doesn't feel like a WrestleMania. It wasn't the big stadium. There wasn't all the pyros, the fans. It didn't have this grandeur. We didn't have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We didn't have no takeover. But this was still a great show. And with, you know, if you look at it with the open mind because of what's going on, you can't be upset. You know, you can't hate WWE for doing this. But now after Raw, hopefully they give the talent the break they needed, because just for doing this, they deserve one. So thank you for watching. Well, not just for this, but everything they did. So thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe to Rafa Do Page Guide channel. Make sure to check out my review of Night 1 of WrestleMania. Have yourselves a very good night. Stay safe. Thank you for watching.